So where did I come from? I mean, why me? I guess some background to all of this. So I actually joined the career service, which was my first sort of foray into being a coach back in 1999. Back then it was called Connections in the UK, and I worked for Connections Lincolnshire and Rutland because at that time of my life I'd just moved to Lincoln, from sort of just outside Liverpool. I'd sort of moved away from the family home, and I'd moved to Lincoln, and I got a job working for Connections, which was the careers service back in the day. And I started as a careers assistant working with kids, working with school leavers and going into schools every day. And then I kind of got this half and half job, which was half adults. I think I did, from memory, I did children in the morning, school leavers in the morning, and then I did adults in the afternoon. And working with the adult clients kind of took me more into a more of the coaching, I guess, rather than just careers advice. Then obviously I emigrated, came out to New Zealand, and got a job here again working with school leavers in a company called Action Works. And I was going into schools 3 days a week, and I was in the office for the other two, working with school leavers and giving them careers advice. And then I left that job, and I went into the adult side of things in a much bigger capacity, a much bigger way. And I worked for you. If you're not from New Zealand, you won't know who ACC are, but they are the Accident Something Corporation. I don't actually know, but I worked for a provider who sort of subcontracted to them, and my job then was working with adults who had such bad injuries, either through workplace injuries or through accidents, things that have happened to them, that they couldn't return to their old careers. So they needed a new career path. And while the job was primarily careers driven, looking at their new career path, looking at their skills and looking at their abilities, it was also coaching. Because those people that would come to us were so broken, and they didn't know where they were going, and they didn't understand what their next steps were going to be. And so alongside the helping them rehabilitate from their injury and find a new working role, there was also the, what am I going to do with my life? Like, this is completely, it's changed everything for me, and now I don't know where to go or what to do. And I did that for a very long time until I actually had my babies, until I had Chloe in 2008. So yeah, massive sort of background, if you like, in working with people, in coaching in some way, some capacity, some instance. But alongside that role, that career, that corporate job, I was struggling because I am such an empath that working with those people who were broken, I took it all on emotionally. I took on what they were going through, and I took on their pain and their angst, and I brought it home with me, and I couldn't switch off, because I just wanted to help them. I wanted to do all that I could. And so when I was at home, when I was supposedly in my free time, in my spare time, I was still running through my caseload. I was still running through the people that were part of my case of people that I was helping, and thinking of what I needed to do, and thinking of their issues, and thinking of their problems, and emotionally taking it all on. And that didn't help me. It didn't help me at all. And also, being an introvert, not being able to actively kind of switch off, it was draining emotionally. It was very emotionally draining. And when I became pregnant with my daughter Chloe, I knew that I had a decision to make. I knew that I could and should potentially go back to work, and keep helping these people and keep doing what I did, and keep, I was good at it, right? I was good at that, and I was, in everything aside from my career, I was very broken. And I was suffering massively with anxiety and all kinds of things myself. And my career kind of made me feel successful, and it made me feel good, and it made me feel that I had a place in the world. And I knew that by giving that up, I was potentially putting myself in a lot of danger of cutting myself off from the world, of not going anywhere, of not doing anything, of not socializing, not mixing with people, just sitting in my comfortable bubble at home with my new baby and just being mum, not being Jane anymore. But I made the choice. I made that choice to give it up and to be at home with Chloe. And I don't regret it for a moment, although there was a very low period there within that. I don't regret it because it allowed me to be a mom, it allowed me to be present, it allowed me to be what I wanted to be and what I needed to be in that moment. And it impacted choices that I have made since then, choices that I have made to delve into personal development, to delve into what I now know is my true calling, to bring me to here, to bring me to this place now where I get to up-level myself, but I also get to up-level you. I also get to teach you what I know, and to give you the benefit of the failures, self-perceived failures, I guess, that I had along the way, and to stop you from making them, and to shortcut your journey, to be better, to be easier than mine was, to be less filled with angst and anxiety than mine was. And you know, I look back at that time now. I look back at the journey. I look back at where I came from. I look back at what I did. I look back at the decisions, and I look back at the pain. And I actually now value it massively, because were it not for the background, was it not for who I was back then, I wouldn't be who I am now. And who I am now is strong and capable and worthy and full of self-love in a non-egotistical way, and is a totally different person to the person then, the person who was emotionally damaged and not coping, although was very good at putting on this act of being so in control of everything. I value the journey, I really do, because it taught me so much, and it brought me to here. And here is it's just amazing. Here is a place that I love. Here is me doing what I love to do every single day. Being able to be empathetic, being able to be an empath and take it all on, but yet not have it rule me. Being able to be introverted because I get to work from home now. I find it's a weird thing. As an introvert, I find talking to you, to my clients, to the people that I work with via social media, via this way, so much easier than having to do a presentation to a room full of people, which was what I did a lot in my job. That would fill me with absolute fear. Whereas just talking to you now, talking to you the way I am now, is it just feels easy. I found my flow, I found my ease, I found my alignment, and I think once you get to that place, once you get to be in that space, life just becomes incredible. And yeah, I value the lesson massively because it brought me to now. And now is a totally different Jane, a totally different life, a totally different thought pattern, a totally different emotional pattern. Now is healthy, now is actually in control, now is coming from a place of love rather than a place of fear and negativity and criticizing. I can now see the beauty of me, if you like, the good parts of me, the good sides of me. And that's all come from what I've learned over the years and from what I can share with you. It's all come from the knowledge that I've gained, the knowledge that I now want to impart to you, so that you don't have to go through what I went through, and so that your journey can be easier and you can find your flow and your alignment and your ease much quicker, with much less grace. More grace, not less grace, much more grace. Because once you get to this place, life truly is pretty amazing.